Hi, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Blitz. It's the Week 11 edition, and we finally have some closure. The Le'Veon Bell situation, a deadline has come and gone. Bell did not sign his franchise tender. Ineligible now to play for the remainder of the season. I think it's a big sigh of relief for a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I know for that Steelers locker room to not have to address this topic anymore. In the process, Le'Veon Bell leaves over $14 million on the table to sit out the 2018 season. It's a play to get more money on the 2019 free agency market. You have to wonder if the 14 he left on the table is offset by the deal he gets in free agency. Will the Steelers be a player for him? Will they not? We'll see what happens. He did just save them almost $15 million by not reporting to the team. James Conner will remain the team's featured back moving forward. With or without Le'Veon Bell, this is one of the hottest teams in the NFL, one of the best scoring offenses in the NFL. They've won 5 straight games and maybe saved their best of those wins for last 52-21 Thursday against the Panthers. James Conner left that game in the fourth quarter with a concussion. You presume with the additional time to rest and heal up, we will see him for Week 11 against the Jaguars. Jalen Samuels is a player to watch if more snaps were to become available. We will not see Le'Veon Bell. We know that for sure. It was a dominant performance against the Panthers by Ben Roethlisberger in that passing game. He had a perfect 158.3 rating. He was 22 out of 25, 328 yards, 5 touchdowns to 5 different players. Everybody got a piece of the action, including James Conner. 3 touchdowns between the two teams were scored in the first 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So any thought of a defensive showdown went out the window right away in Pittsburgh for that game on Thursday night. It was a showdown against the Panthers, who were also really hot coming into that game. Ended up being no contest. We'll see if the Steelers can parlay that into some more momentum against the Jaguars in a rematch of the AFC playoffs. Looking ahead to this matchup, Steelers-Jaguars, as I mentioned, a rematch from the AFC divisional round last year. 45-42, the Jaguars beat the Steelers to advance to the AFC Championship game, lost to the Patriots when they got there. It's a team right now for the Jaguars, not quite the same force as they were last season. You saw, just like the Philadelphia Eagles, struggling to find their identity after experiencing that success. A lot of the same personnel, but there's a team that sits with a 3-6 record, 5 straight losses. They're just not making winning plays. It's hard to put your finger on why that is. So what's changed, a lot of the personnel on the defensive side of the ball that was so dominant a year ago has shown a couple chinks in the armor this year. They gave up 17 touchdown passes all of last season, intercepted 22 passes. You look at where they are through 9 games now, 12 touchdown passes allowed, just 5 interceptions. Also vulnerable against the run. They're middle of the pack in the NFL, so James Conner is a guy to watch in this game. Personnel, a lot of the same guys. They're getting a push. They're getting some pressure a lot of the time. Just not making plays on the back end. It's something that the Steelers figure they'll be able to exploit. Last time out, Jaguars lost to the Indianapolis Colts 29-26. An important game in the AFC South. The Jaguars went in that 3-5. They had a chance to get to 4-5, really stay close to that AFC playoff picture, just outside. They lose instead. They face a 29-13 deficit in the second quarter. Defense lets them down. They try to creep back into the game, just couldn't quite get there. 29-26 was the final. Colts scored touchdowns on 4 of their first 5 drives. If the Steelers are able to replicate that same success, could be a long day for the Jaguars coming up Week 11. All right, matchups and storylines to watch. Steelers-Jaguars Week 11. Start with James Conner. His future is more clear now than it was before. He is the guy in Pittsburgh. It's also a vulnerable Jags run defense. Curious if the Steelers will try to go out, prove a point with James Conner, prove a point with Le'Veon Bell. It's a matchup they can take advantage of. I expect to see a pretty big day for James Conner against the Jaguars. Along those lines, the Steelers' offensive line, graded by Pro Football Focus as the #1 offensive line in the NFL. This Jaguars defense can pressure the passer. They haven't shown they can slow down the run game. It's a chance to really deliver a statement for the Steelers' offensive line. If they are the best in the NFL, it's a chance to show that off. Steelers run D, Leonard Fournette, the big, powerful back for the Jaguars, came back from a hamstring injury last week. It's a matchup. They can slow down Fournette. You're able to slow down this Jaguars offense completely. Not a really reliable passing game. So if you're able to stop that power run game, you're in position to win the game. All right, PennLive beat reporter Jacob Klinger joins us now to give us his matchup and his prediction for the game. Steelers started out as 3.5-point favorites. That ballooned since to 6 points, might even stretch more as we lead up to Sunday. Steelers are expected to win big. Jacob, what do you think?
Le'Veon Bell is not on the south side of the Steelers. He will not be joining this team this year or seemingly ever, as you all know at this point his franchise tag deadline has passed. James Conner, however, is here, assuming he does clear concussion protocol for this weekend's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's fair to expect the Steelers to continue their winning streak. They're coming off of some rest, or half a bye, if you will, of Thursday night football. And though the Jaguars did end the Steelers' 2017 season, I think it's fair to assume the Steelers will continue theirs with a 22-16 win in Jacksonville.
All right, I'm picking a Steelers win, and I'm picking a Steelers cover as well. They're 6-3 against the spread this season. 27-17, I've got it in favor of the Steelers. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned right here on PennLive YouTube channel. Be sure to click the subscribe button, and you can join us all season long right here on PennLive.com.